Now let's get to the Matrix, right? The World Wide Web. MEW, Mew. That is, again, when we said the Legend of Zelda, Angel OX Angel, is because Mew is the same fucking thing. Digimon, the digital monsters, Go 2 and Go 1, and Go 10, the logos, right? The image, or the symbols, these are all parts of the Matrix. So for anyone that doesn't understand what I'm saying, Legend of Zelda, or Angel OX Angel, is because it is the same fucking word. Or that's what it stands for. That's what it means. And actually Nintendo, right, is one of these legendary companies, right? Which I'm pretty sure, I actually believe that, I don't know, some people might say that it's not true, but I don't know, maybe it's a story, right? This is a fictional story that I'm about to tell, where, in my opinion, whoever made Nintendo, right, they knew about the Matrix, or they were part of the Matrix, and they figured out what I'm doing right now, is that I started getting into the Pokemon cards, because Pokemon cards can't be fucked up by the internet. Or Digimon. Did I say Pokemon? Digimon. Yeah, Digimon cards cannot be ruined by the internet, because the fucking government, or whoever messes with these games, they will delete your video games. They will delete your license, your software keys. They will shut down the servers to their games, and you'll never be able to play some of your games ever again. And so when I got something like the Digimon cards, these are physical things, right? So unless the fucking planet explodes or some shit, or catches on fire, these things are safe from the fucking internet, right? There's no server where the fucking server's gonna shut down and all the fucking Digimon cards disappears. And so Nintendo was famous for starting doing, they wanted to claim that they did playing cards when they started. Was that they first started creating or producing playing cards for the public. Which Nintendo is also another puzzle, is another word puzzle, or a game is another word game, just like Mew. Just like Mew is, right? The World Wide Web, the Matrix. This story is a repeating story in history, and you must learn from history before you make the same fucking mistakes and you ruin everything. So, Mew, again, yeah, this is funny, right? Mew and Mewtwo, right? And there's a second one, because you have to have two to make a thing go right. That's the truth. That's a song, and some people might think that's funny, which it is kind of funny, right? But you have to have, just like the Ark, right? Just like the Joan of Arc, or the John, the Covenant, right? Where Jesus needed someone to build the Ark to be able to transcend time, basically, right? Or to continue time, is that he needed two of every animal, right? That is the same fucking story. You need two for to continue, or to make something, right? Which, I'm not saying you need more of things or something like that, but that's part of the story, right? And so we're gonna open Paint here. Paint.net, so we could write down Legend of Zelda, so you guys can understand how, you guys saw the word MEW, or Mew, right? You guys saw that word, MEW, right? That is actually 333, because that's what happens when, after you get 2, you get 3, right? Which, It'll make more sense. I was like, what do you need? What? How does that get to 3 or something? You're just talking a bunch of nonsense. This is not making no sense. Or just relax. Let's see. Where do I have paint.net on here? Do I have it on this one? I know I have paint.net on somewhere on here. Where is it? One of these has paint on it. Here we go. We got paint.net. Okay, so this is our one of the programs. Yeah, and that's why the ruler, right, is the grid as well. Or right, or that's why some people like rulers for precision, right? Because sometimes something's, if you're off by like a centimeter or a nanometer, right, that makes the entire world of difference. Sometimes for certain things, you have to be really precise. Details matters, right? And so, anyways, when you take the word mu, right, for example, when you have the word mu, what color do we do? We could do it in. We just do it in black, right? Black's okay. Black's a normal or reasonable color. Let's see. Can you guys see this? So M. Hold on. Let's put the hardness up so it doesn't look all blurry. MEW, right? If you take the letters from MEW, I should have done this on a separate layer. Hold on. So M E W, right? You can turn the letters around, just like how we were talking about Rich CL Monkey Mouse. I hope you guys speak some kind of English or have some kind of brain, because it would be very easy to understand something like this. World Wide Web. You see that? There's a World Wide Web, WWW, right? Which, for people that doesn't know what the matrix is, it is a graph or a grid, right? So, a graph, right? Look, see, graph theory, study of graphs, mathematical structures to model pairwise relations between objects, right? Which again, not everything's ones and zeros, blah blah blah. This is a graph, right? Or a matrix, they want to call this, right? A grid. See here, this is a graph or a grid. And this can help explain a lot of things, which if you look at computers, when computers outputs data or frequency, right? It comes out like this sometimes, right? This is information, right? This, look, see this? This is actually what comes out of some computers. That might be a song, right? When you look at someone's heartbeat, this is what the computer shows you sometimes, right? The beating of someone's heart looks like that, right? Or like this, right? This is all information or data, which can be translated into multiple things, which again, they figured out that you can hide songs in pictures, or you can hide cryptocurrency, and you can lock data or messages in frequencies and pictures and data and things like this. So depending on what kind of decoder or cipher that you have, a legend or a key, you can unlock different messages from things like this. This is the matrix in the graph. God is real. This is real magic. There's when a song comes out, right? What? I gotta look at the. I forget what the name of the machines is that is this shit, but stuff comes out like this, or you can twist a knob basically, and it'll make different lines, shit like this. That's how they make music, right? If you ever see someone making music and they're adjusting the different levels of the sounds and shit like that, they're messing with the lines on something like this, and it creates different waves, right? Frequency. That's what they call it. And so, again, when you get the word Legend of Zelda, right? So if you get something like Legend of Zelda, what happens is, if you write down Legend of Zelda, not everything is literally or exactly translated, right? But usually it works or it makes sense, right? And sometimes part of the letters is, again, is you have to decipher. It's a code, right? It's a puzzle sometimes, right? So sometimes the letters goes into the ground, just like how a tree would, right? Because it's connected to something or planted. You have to have a chain um, to be married, right? Mary Jane, right? And Uncle Stanley, Stanley, Spider-Man, right? These are all things from the Matrix, gifts from God, believe it or not. Replays, believe it or not. Watch your replay. Because it's all on record on the Matrix, right? So for people that doesn't understand what the legend, the O and the X, right? So a 0 and a 1, right? That's what the idea is when you look at computers, they want to say that everything in a computer can be written down with zeros and ones, right? And so that's called binary code, right? And so if you look at binary code, I'm pretty sure we could find binary code on YouTube. Right? Just like Morse code, something like this. Yeah, see? That is binary code. And you can see the alphabet right here in binary code, right? For example, A is 00001. I think I said that correctly. N is 01110. This is the alphabet in binary code. And so what happens is Legend of Zelda I'm pretty sure what they're actually saying or talking about is the angel of OX angel, right? It's in memory of God, or a little message, something, a little puzzle for some people. Or maybe it was a coincidence when in reality it was actually a gift from a different dimension as well. Is that some people doesn't realize, but your eyes, right? Again, truth is stranger than fiction, right? Your eyes is actually, which we'll get to our eyes eventually, but a lowercase I is a really good example of what the Matrix is again. So if you look at the Matrix, right, the lowercase I is a 1 and a circle, just like the X is, right? If you have an I, you can make a lot of things, right? Because you have a 1 and a 0. This is a 0 right here. The I, the lowercase I, has a 0 on it. And if you have A, right, if you have 1 and you have 2, then you can also see, right? And what do people... Different languages has different interpretations for see, right? But what happens when you can see something, right? It is you have an eye, right? is the all-seeing eye. And this is the symbol, again, for the Gemini. Because you have gems in your eyes. Sticks and stones, they feed our soul. They only make us stronger. This is a bridge to a different dimension or reality, a higher reality. If you look at astrology, right, the planets, the stars, astrology, Gemini. I'm pretty sure Gemini, that's the symbol for the Gemini. Yeah, see, look. That is the Gemini. Yeah, and see, this is one of the jokes about the cards as well. The cards of destruction, they want to say, or the tarot cards. And how the Simpsons was able to predict the future is, no, it's because it's that these things have already happened before. So when you're able to see something, when you have a 1 and a 0, when you get to A, B, and C, right? That's the order of things. That's the correct order. That's how they work. And sometimes some people might get too mixed up in this kind of thing and worry too much about the order of things. Don't worry that much about so many things, right? But this is the Gemini. Is you have 1 and 0, and you go from A to B, and next you can C. And the C is the 1 and the 0 is a bridge, which it also has the symbol for Gemini. It has a 1 and a 0 in it. And then you are able to get to the next letter, to the C. And what is a Gemini? I'm pretty sure a Gemini is twin sisters, or twin, two bodies, right? You see these two people, there's actually two of them. Sometimes they like to portray it as a boy and a girl, right? Sometimes some people wants to imagine it's two women, or whatever it is, but there's two of them. These are stories that is written in the stars. These are messages from, again, when things turn into gas, they become vaporized, right? And they go into the atmosphere, into outer space. And so, when you have 1 and 2, right? Or A and B, you can see now, right? And the symbol for the Gemini is exactly that. It has the 1 inside of it, there's a 0 in the middle, and then there's also the C. Now you can see it is a bridge to another dimension or a world. Now your eyes, you have gems in your eyes. The sticks and the stones, they only feed our soul, they make us stronger, right? The problem is when there's bad people and they use these things to hurt everyone, or to steal and to lie and to pretend that Jesus is not real. So anyways, when you take the word legend, right? Legend of, right? So legend of is, again, this is a 0, right? They have the 0 in there. And then the F is actually an X, right? And if you look at Roman numerals, what is a X, right? Some people might say, there's not an X. Yes, it is, okay? This is a puzzle, or a fun game for people, right? So, if you look at Roman numerals, these are how Roman numerals work. So an X is 1 and 0. Is a reflection. Because the legend is an angel. Do you see this? 1 is an eye, 2 is 2 eyes, 3 is 3 eyes, 4 is I and a V. Now you have a cup or a container, right? Once you get to 5. And 6, now you can go from V to I, right? And 5 is planted in the ground, or you can see half of it, right? You can see half of it because it's half of an X. It is half of a reflection of the 1. right? When you join the two ones together like this, it forms a 5. And when you have the reflection of the 5, it reflects on the bottom. You can see now underneath, right? Or the reflection that is planted or rooted in the ground. Now you have, again, just like a tree, or the 3 would, right? You have to be free. And so when you have a 10, right, it is the X, it is the reflection. That is what Angel, OX Angel, is about, or it is saying, Legend of Zelda, right? If you guys ever saw a video game, or you saw a computer, a TV, or a radio, that shit is unbelievable, because magic is real. And this is exactly what they're talking about. And so actually, the F is the X, right? And so, if you take the F, it is now an X, right? So, Angel, OX Angel, it is a 10, right? Which, some people might say, haha, penis joke, whatever. Okay, hilarious. Right? It also kind of looks like a face as well, right? Angel 0, 1, 0. Because there's a bridge, right? And now you can see the reflection. And so, if you take the word legend, it is the reflection of the angel. And we can see it here, right? The lowercase a, you could use it, right? Legend of Zelda, right? So Zelda, if we write Zelda now, Z, or we could just take the other letters and write it, right? That might make more sense. So if we use the N is a Z. The N is a Z. Legend of Zelda. You can use one of the E's as an N. Which one is it? This one? And I might not be doing this exactly correctly. 100% correct, right? But, I'm pretty sure I have the right idea, at least, right? I have the correct idea when I'm saying Legend of Zelda is the reflection of the angel. Angel, OX Angel. Okay, so Legend of Zelda. We need the L, which we have an L right at the beginning, so we don't have to move that one or flip it. Wait. A and G. We need a G. So first we need the G, actually. Hold on, my bad. There's a G right here. So we take the G. Angel. A-N-G-E. E, A-N-G-E, and then L. Which the L is the first letter in Legend, right? How convenient that the first letter is also the last letter, right? And then some people might say, well, why is there an extra D or something like that? Maybe that's a symbol for something, right? Maybe it's a symbol for something. Maybe it's telling you to decipher the message, right? Or it's saying to, I don't know. It's one of the O's, right? Maybe you have another O or some, I don't know what the fuck, right? Again, it's not exactly, some of these things are not exactly 100% literally exactly you have to use every fucking little bullshit in it, right? Sometimes it's fine. You don't have to, right? So Legend of Zelda. Oh no, it's the Zelda has a D in it as well, right? Zelda does have a D in it. Yeah, but Legend of Zelda, right? But that's the angel, though. It's actually the angel. So, if we were to also write Zelda, I guess we could image, canvas size? Canvas size, we could just put 200%. Here we go. Make it a little bit bigger. And then extend this. There we go. Yeah, so if you wrote down Legend of Zelda, it has all the same letters, right? So you can use the Z here. The N is the Z for Zelda. There's a Z for Zelda. E. Oh my god. Z-E. L. D for Zelda. What is this? Here? This one? And then, again, the E is also an A, right? EA Games. Haha. Haha, EA Games, haha. Here, we'll just use this E over here. Alright, let's use this one. Right? Zelda. That says Zelda. Some people might not believe it. It makes a lot of sense. It's very believable. It makes a lot of sense. So if you write the Z, right? Z, E, L, D, A, right? Zelda. That's Legend of Zelda, right? Which, if you look at the E, right, and the A is 69 almost, right? It's the same idea. E and A is the same letter, basically. Again, sometimes you can move some of the things around, right? Because it can't be too easy, right? It can't be too easy. We gotta make it a little bit interesting, but it's very obvious, right? And so, did we try to spell... What the fuck? How did I spell angel here? With a Z in it? I was trying to write Zelda, I think, at first, huh? Oh, oops. I mixed up the first two letters. How funny is that? Oops, no way. That's fucking hilarious. I'm funny. Damn, I mixed up two of the letters? Whoa, that's crazy. I'm fucking retarded. Look, see? Angel. That is actually Angel. OX Angel. It has all of the things that you need, right? For the message. Angel of the angel. The reflection is a reflection on itself. It has all the same letters. It has all the same letters in it. Or you can use the G as an A, right? If you flip the G again. So you can actually delete this one and then delete's a weird word, right? But again, don't get too hung up on weird shit, right? Don't worry. You're supposed to have fun, right? Look, Zelda. That says Zelda, right? Legend of Zelda. So if you guys want to say no, it's not the E or whatever, okay, well you can use the G, right? Because it actually has the G there for you. Which again, some of these could be lowercase letters, right? And then language probably has not been always the same, right, throughout history. Again, you guys saw those astrological symbols and hieroglyphics and shit, right? So this is the legend OX, right, of Zelda, Angel of the Angel. And again, just like we said, the bridge and the roots and the Jane and the Jones. This is all true shit. Okay? This is real. It's real magic. Magic is real. You can't explain how the fuck the computer works. I mean, some people can, but in reality, that shit's crazy, bro. That's magic. My chick is magic. The magic is his and in him, right? And before you try to be him, be you, right? You gotta be yourself, actually. Everything she does is for him and possible because of him and through him. That is real magic. It's because of God, right? Or the grid, the matrix. That's pretty fun. I think that's pretty crazy, huh? Yeah, so when they have shit like Mewtwo or Mew, Android 18 is actually a good example of that, right? We already talked about Android 18, and to some people that might not make sense, but Android 18 is another one of those games or puzzles. Yeah, look, we can do it with Goku or Gotu, right, as well. These are gifts. Can you please put my paint on the screen? I think it was on this one, right? Paint was on this window? Was it not on this one? Was it on this one? Where the fuck is paint at? I think it was this one, wasn't it? Is it not here anymore? No, it's here. It's here. Ah, here it is. Different one now. Okay. Yeah, so look, so Goku is the same shit. Oh, oops. I gotta switch the colors around. Oh, the hardness is all blurry now. Yeah, so Goku is Migo Star, right? Just like we were saying, Migo Star is Migo. So, Goku, right? This could be an M, the K, right? And then the U is a M, right? So go to Tony Stark, right? Tony Stark is the same. Who made Tony Stark, by the way? Actually, who made Tony Stark? Who made Tony Stark? Stan Lee? Yeah, see, Sammy. Uncle Sam. The Speed Racer. Speederman. To me. Right? It's actually to me. Tommy. Right? The Speed Racer. Again. To me. Car. 2. Right? ABC. If you guys can't see the R, is also, see, cartoons. Again, these are all the same thing. These are all the same thing. Oh yeah, we didn't explain Nintendo. Nintendo is also the same thing, right? So anyways, Goku's kid is Go 1, right? The number 1. So go on, right? Go forwards. Because Go 2 is his dad, and then his dad is gonna go on, right? And Go 10 is his next kid, which Go X, right? Go 10 is Go X, actually. But 10, right, is the Roman symbol for 10 is X. And if you use the 10, which again, the Roman, right, logo. Roman can be interpreted so many ways. The word Roman, right, go men, right? Roaming. Roaming is a term used for traveling, right? All of these, again, all things are connected through God and the matrix. This is the truth. So Go X, right, is the logos. Logo is a symbol or an image. I think that's how you spell symbol, right? In an image, magic, imagination. Right? Just like the famous or funny joke that Apple does, iPod, mage, or I'm magic, right? Imagination, the mage, because again, the I has the X in it, the 1 and a 0, A, B, and C, in the beginning of time, the circle of life, right? This is all the same story. And so Tony and to me, right? Me go, me too. Me go star, right? Because Tony Stark. He's Tony Stark. He goes to the stars. He is from another world or a planet, from Jesus. Is a gift from God. Okay, we need to make this shit bigger again. And so, just do 200. Tony Stark. Right? Migo Stark. Migo Star. He came, or he goes to the stars, right? Toonie, right? Toonie is a cartoon, right? You can imagine it's a cartoon as well. And so, Nintendo is the same reflection of the cards, right? And this might be why some of the people love casinos so much. They might not know it, right? But is because they like the cards. Some people like the card games or just playing games, right? That's what Nintendo's about, is playing games, right? For some people, I don't know. Nintendo's not a casino, right? Nintendo has some of the best games, though. So Nintendo, and also, actually, before we move from here to here, amigo, in Spanish, amigo is a friend, right? Again, if you connect, everything is connected, right? Through Jesus. Everything is connected through Jesus and the Matrix. Amigo star, right? That is your friend from Jesus. And so Nintendo is the same fucking shit as Mewtwo or the World Wide Web, right? Nintendo's one of the most famous of these shits, right? So Nintendo. And funny enough, you go from 1 and you can go to 2, right? When you have a reflection, you can reflect something, or you have 2 of them, right? Oh, buddy. How the fuck did I do this? Oh, there's also a reflection right here, the N, right? There's an N right here. And there's another N right here, and then there's a bridge in the middle again, right? Oh my god, how the fuck was I looking at this before? Holy shit. Oh, where's my phone? I'm not wrote it down on my phone. Sometimes you gotta write shit down so you can remember it real good. Or maybe not. Nothing matters. Nothing actually matters. Oh, okay, because it's lowercase, that's why. Okay, so if you have two lowercase n's, which funny enough, if you actually reflect the n's, because there's a bridge, if you reflect the n's, right, so if you put a z like this, and then a z like that, you get infinity, right? So if you have two z's together, you can create this symbol, right? You can create an 8, or forever, right? But also, if you have the lowercase n, right, there are two c's, right? You have to have two i's, right? You have to have two i's, and you can make another 0. And then the I, it can be an x as well, right? The I can also be an x. Just like how we were saying XRIs, right? XRI, exercise, right? But how would you write an XRI, right? Well, an X, the X is a cross, right? And so the Egyptians already have this. The Egyptians already had this. This is an XRI. It is all three of these letters combined, right? It's the Egyptian ink, their symbol for some kind of maybe time travel, or maybe it's a human, right? But that is supposed to be a cross, right? Like from the church or Jesus or whatever, right? But anyways, the n, if you have two lowercase n's, right? You can put them together on top of each other like this, and you get a 0 as well. And then the I can be an X or a 1, right? And so you have 1 0 1 0 2, because it's repeating, right? It repeats itself. These are not coincidences. This is because this is the truth. Everything is connected through God and Jesus and the Matrix. And exercise is pretty healthy. I mean, you don't have to do it, but for some people it's a good way for them to express themselves and have some fun, right? That's how I was looking at it, or how I saw it. And it's the truth, though. That is the truth, actually. Yeah, so, again, that's why, Iosis, I think Iosis is also, so Tuhu, right, Iosis, is actually, I'm pretty sure if they're not Nintendo, they love Nintendo, right? Because if you look at Iosis, there's two N's, Nin, 10. Iosis, which if you guys don't know what Ios is, some of my favorite music. So, Iosis. Yeah, look, it's even DDR is one of the things. Yeah, see Iosis? Hatsune Miki? This song's funny. You're a mouse and you're funky. The Scarlet Police. Yeah, and you're a mouse? What a funky. Dance. So they have some of these in Dance Dance Revolution. Usate, Beat Mario. Yeah, Beat Mario is really cool. And so anyways, if you look at Nintendo, again, it's 10, 10, 2. Because again, you have to repeat. Time travel is real, right? Time travel is real. So if you have 10, and you have another 10, you can have 2, right? Again, because there is 2. It is perfect language. It is the perfect picture, right? It's beautiful. So, be nice, you guys, okay? Holy shit. Why do you think I would tell you something like this? Be nice. Stop being mean. Fucking losers. I'm not saying that you're a loser, and that's not derogatory, okay? I'm saying stop misbehaving. Behave, guys. Holy shit. Stop being fucking stupid and breaking people's shit. Fucking idiots. Because again, if I know this, what else?